everybody, I have something a little bit different today, and I'm super excited because this is a thing that I haven't done in a long time, and I'm really excited to kind of do it. So what I have, I hope you'll grab a cup of tea or coffee. I have my giant vat of coffee over here, and thank you for joining me today at Scrapcraft and Stitchery. So I have these digital images, and these are AI generated cats that are kind of 60s and 70s. I made these. These are posted in my Etsy shop if you want to get these. If you like these and you want to get these and you want to use these images, they're not super expensive, and you can purchase PDF file with these images. Check out my Etsy shop. But what I want to do today is play around with these images and the colors in these images, and I want to make some journal cards out of them, and I want to make some matching like background papers that are using the colors that are in these. I just think these are so cool. They kind of look like maybe 60s or 70s album art, and they've got the cats and these just kind of cool hot colors. And then these ones are a little more subdued. I'm going to start out by definitely playing with like these pinks and these yellows, and I have all these paints over here, and I have some papers over here, and I have my jelly press over here. So I'm going to put these up here where I can see them, but you probably can't. Let me get to the fun ones. I really like this one. I think this would be cool to make a background that's got like kind of this London dark cityscape that's black and white. I think that that is kind of what I'm going to try and do something with that and just kind of go around these. I'm just playing around today, seeing if I can make some jelly prints, because I haven't done any painting for a while, and I got this idea and I'm just super excited to try it out, and I'm glad you're here. So what I have for papers, I'm going to just explain. These are deli papers. I'm going to do the jelly prints onto these. It's just kind of a cool, it's like what you get a sandwich wrapped in or something. I got these, I don't even remember where I got these. I got this huge box of this, and it's good for just having around for in the art studio, for having, cleaning your brushes off if you have extra paint, or sometimes I put paint down on them because they are a little bit waxy. I'm going to play around with these, and they're a little bit translucent, so they're kind of a fun base to play with. And I'm going to do some book pages maybe with this and see how that looks. I'm not sure how that's going to go. And then I just have this like regular old printer paper. You could also use cardstock if you want to put this into your, and I might go and grab some. I actually have a sheet of cardstock over here. So it's just in my pile of, you know, things that are off camera that you can't see, but you've probably seen me reach over there and grab. So, I also have these. Sometimes I have things just sitting on my desk. So these are some jelly prints that I did last. I'm not super thrilled with these, but this is how they looked. And so they have, I think I was working on doing both sides. This is a very large jelly plate, because I got this because I loved using I had a smaller one. I think it's like a 5x7, and I just wanted one that would do 12x12 papers. So I got this because I work in scrapbooking formats a lot. So I got this one that's like 12x14. You can get these smaller. You can get really tiny ones that are heart-shaped, and then obviously they'd be less expensive, depending on what you want to do. I think that there's some videos somewhere talking about, I keep it in here. You want to keep this case just to keep this safe, so you don't get dent marks and things on it while you're storing it. And then it also kind of stands up tall, so and I'm going to peel this off. So I tend to not clean this off completely when I'm using it, because I like having these old things. I think it kind of gives it a little that will get wet as we're working and probably peel off. So you just keep it like between these two sheets. I'm going to do this because I like these colors that I've already laid down. These will probably not come off right away while we're working, but they probably will once we get going and kind of get warmed up. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. Again, I just have these kind of reds and yellows and some kind of oranges and a little bit of ivory. I have some teal in here for this that shows up on some of these. I might grab some green. I'm sure I'm going to be grabbing some more stuff as we go along. But I'm just going to start pulling the colors out in these images and trying to create things that maybe will do some circles and some like looping shapes. I'm not really sure. And if I get anything really cool, I might put it up on the Etsy shop as like a digital. And I might put them up if you guys want and request. I can also put some jelly prints and things up as for you to use as background papers and to make ephemera out of yourself. I also do want to try and put up some ephemera packs. So, tell me really, I'm really interested to see what you guys think about the cats. I'm really interested to see what you think about a lot of the things we're doing here. So, let me know. I'm kind of excited about it. Where do you want to start? I'm going to start with this orange color because I like it, and I think I have a pretty good mix for this orange and things like that. So let's try this out. So I'm just going to apply this. So jelly printing, if you haven't done it before, this is like this matte, and it's kind of squishy. And it's just a form of printing, which is kind of fun. I'm using a whole crazy mix of paints. So this is golden, and this is like an actual really, this is a good, kind of expensive paint that is for artists. Use this, and then I also have out on my desk today these like Craft Smart that I got from the craft store. These are super cheap paints. I'm making sure that I shake them really good before I use them, because these tend to separate. I really, really love the golden paints. And then this is like the Michaels brand, I think, the Michaels brand, store brand of just acrylic paint. I really do like to use the golden. I really just love the finish on it is very smooth, and these are, I haven't used these for a while, fluid acrylics, and they're a little bit transparent. And I'm just putting colors down that I see in these images, and I'm gonna kind of mix them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put down some colors, and these are gonna get spread out using just I have this. It's gonna be really squeaky and noisy potentially. So I have a brayer, and I'm going to put these colors all over this paper. I'm going to kind of smush them out, and they'll blend together. and I think it's going to be really cool. And then I'm going to pull prints off of here by putting the paper down on here. The other thing we can do is we can add some texture and some things with all kinds of things. You can use stencils, you can use stamps, you can use, I am probably going to pull out here, and I did not pull this out, just some mark making tools that I have that are all kinds of different household items and, you know, things like that. And I'm going to pull those out and use that on here to help make some patterns and make this really, truly kind of interesting shapes and stuff. This looks like ketchup and mustard. That is cool. Okay, hopefully it won't look like that once we get it on there and pulled. So I'm just kind of taking this and spreading it out so that it covers this evenly. And we're going to get a feel for, as we go along, whether or not we have too much paint on here. So now I have this kind of cool terracotta orange color. I'm going to go ahead and put this down onto my work surface where I have this. I will probably, once I am done here, you've seen me work with these packaging papers before. I'm going to make a mess everywhere. I'm going to have paint everywhere by the time I'm done here. I promise you. What this is this is just some hot glue. And you can lay this down on maybe a piece of deli paper and let it dry. But I have these cool, this is just, oh, super excited about this. So yeah, this is just hot glue, and I put down some hot glue in a cool pattern, and I think it works really cool with this. And then you want to smash it down so it's flat, so that it will adhere to surfaces like our jelly print. And so there's a couple of different ways you could do this, and I can pull a print off of this with this on here. I can use it to pick up some of the stuff. I do think, let's try this on the deli paper. So I'm just going to lay this deli paper down, and so the thing is obviously where this is at, it's going to prevent this from transferring onto, so you'll still see the deli paper underneath, and hopefully it can get into these like really kind of intricate circles and whatnot. That's kind of why I'm choosing the deli paper, also because we can see what's going on. Better than we could if we had a transparent or an opaque piece of paper, right? We're gonna do this. And so there we go. And I'm just gonna pick this up and lay it back down. This is gonna be, I think, interesting enough. I don't think it's gonna be super interesting, but that's okay. We just kind of want to see where we're at, if we're adding enough paint. And see, this one, it's not getting into those grooves, and so it's going to have this huge space where it's just nothing. But that's okay. This is a good try. This is just such a fun thing. I did not think about where I'm going to put all these things after I pull them to dry. So, okay, this is just a start. Let's see what's going to happen on our test run. Your guess is as good as mine. I frequently just jump out here in front of the camera with an idea, and you get to just kind of come along for the ride. This deli paper is quite thin, and it's ripping off, and that is not really a thing that I want. Okay, I'm being very careful here. It's coming up. It's actually pretty cool. I am not terribly upset about this. I do think we can get better than this. But as a first piece, oh look, so we got some of that blue to come off that was already on there. Okay. So, what are we going to do with this? Okay, that's cool. I still really do like those shapes. I am not super thrilled about how we didn't get like as much as we want off of there, but that's okay. We can work with this for sure. I do like the colors. I like that the blue is coming off. Not super thrilled about these blotchy shapes is down here. And we didn't get this like out. They're not, all these different paints that I have are not necessarily playing as well together yet as I would like. I'm going to put that up there so it doesn't get dirty. So the other thing that we can do, so this now has paint on it, right? Because it's been, I mean, this is its own kind of a pull. So we can put that down like that. It'll be on here as well. So if we do another pull, we can do a ghost pull. Let's try just a book page next. So this is already, you just watched me brayer it again. So you can pull these again and again until you're not really getting anything up. This will have more paint on it, obviously. This is just a book page that I had lying around. I have, from where I'm sitting, oh, I guess I only have one. I have a couple boxes of book pages. I have books in the wings waiting to be just, look at that. That's super cool. Okay, that's what we want. I love that so much. Okay, this looks really cool. This would be cool to layer something on top of. This would be cool to do a drawing on all by itself. I love it. I love that I'm getting these layers of color. That's why I don't clean my jelly prints, honestly. It's because I want to get, I'm going to put this right on top of this and see what I can get. And the paint's going to be drying up on this as I'm sitting here talking. I do think that it's kind of worthwhile to play around with these things a little bit and see what's going to happen. You can clean this so that it's like new. I do that sometimes. I just use a baby wipe. Okay. There we go. That's what I am talking about. Okay. These are coming out cool. Lots of cool colors. I do think that I like, see, you can see here that I got a little bit too much paint still. Where it's just kind of smooshy. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm having a great day. I can hear the neighbors' kids. They're out playing in the yard. I can hear the birds. It's sunny and beautiful. I'm going to go for a walk after this. I've been trying really hard to get 200,000 steps a month, which means that I need to walk somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 steps every day. And it has been just so lovely. I've been walking so much and I love it. This one is good. These are going to have all these book pages. I'm going to have to do something with these. I am probably, I know what I'm doing for my video tomorrow too. So this is great and it's going to be a super easy video. And then Thursday I'm getting ready to go on a trip. So I only have 3 days for recording this week. So I'm trying to get the most out of it. This is the one I love the most, and I love it because of the blue. And we're going to get some with like a lot more color and a lot more pattern on it. Just wait and see. I'm going to stick with these colors. the mustard and mayo, I might add a little bit of this like hot pink quinacridone red. So let's try this. This is actually red. I think I bought this because I was looking for a red, blue, yellow color scheme. And I'm gonna try and just dot these into different areas. And I'm gonna add this. Do I want to start with really bright, vibrant colors? What am I doing? Which one am I looking at? Let me get this yellow. This yellow is bright. This is yellow ochre. It's going to be a little bit more muted, I think. Kind of a yellow. And then I wonder if this is the one that I had that didn't smear on as well as the others. We don't know. Well, I think I put down a lot of this other yellow ochre. These are the same, actually. Look at this. These are the same colors from two different brands. This is yellow ochre. This is yellow ochre. They don't look the same at all, do they? No, they do not. That's that. And I do think I'm going to put a little bit of this coral on here. And that's kind of to mimic this orange. I don't have an orange out, but I'm going to use this instead. I do instead have this terracotta, but I want this like a little bit lighter orange. I'm going to make this a little bit brighter than in that particular one. We'll see. This is very light. That's okay. For sure, right? Well, we'll see. Maybe this is okay. Maybe this is not okay. Let's put these all together and see how they come out. You can just start doing this way. Get these to come out. When you put dots on, they're going to stay as dots depending on how much we roll. Oh, look at this. I thought this was going to be a super squealy brayer. My one brayer is just like shrieks the whole time you're using it. But this one is actually not doing that. So you guys are happier than you know about that, right? I should move my microphone back over, but I'll have to ask my IT guy about why it's actually over there to begin with. So you can do layers, and since that is what I'm really super excited about on this other thing, is the layer. I'm going to leave this. I really like the way that looks. So I think that that's going to be kind of this grungy, fun pattern. And I'm just putting this down, kind of cleaning my brayer off of any extra. You can also do this on paper. I am doing this on paper. I'm doing this on paper because it makes cool patterns that you can use. Obviously, don't waste anything. If you have listened to me at all, you will know that I am constantly going, yeah, don't waste anything. Don't waste anything. So we didn't like, and I didn't think we were going to like, honestly, that other thing. So I'm just going to take this one because I think it has a really cool shape. I'm going to pull this, use it to pull off some of the paint. And I am getting paint all over my hands. You might want to consider wearing gloves when you do this and not being like me. I think this is going to be really cool. I'm going to put another color on top of this too. And you'll see how different layers come up. This is a much better, I'm thinking, amount of paint. It's still a little wet over here. I think that yellow is just not going down. scrunchy yellows. You can, I have a bigger one of these stencils. What's the problem when I have like this huge thing that I had to have, right? Had to have the giant thing so that I could take an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and this is just a sheet of copy paper now. I'm trying to think if I want to go over the top of this with another color. Let's try this first. Okay, so we're putting this down. I'm trying to get it to go on straight. So we'll put that down, and you just want to rub it down so it, you know, attaches, and this is kind of a little bit sticky. This is like such a fun process. It is just literally plain. And then you can peel this off, and I can see that it was a little bit dry already, but that looks cool. This looks really cool. So I am going to go back over the top of this. The reason I'm going to do this, and I am going to grab this other color. I'm going to be very bold. Actually, I might do this. Let's do this. And I'm going to try and just do a darker color over the back of this. And I'm going to go all over this. And I'm going to probably mix these two. Let's just mix these two. They're kind of close. It's kind of more of a purple. It has more of a blue. Maybe I'll put a little blue on there too. Why not? Why not? So I'm going to just kind of, because I let this dry out too much, and this should kind of keep that underneath. I think we're going to get some layers coming up once we do this. And over here, maybe just on this side, we'll do a little bit of the blue. If we mix too many colors together, it's just going to turn gray and not be very nice. And so I'm going to go ahead and do this. I might keep this layer a little bit blobby and not mix those colors quite so much. Only because, like, in that, like, really modern, blobby style of, you know, the 60s and 70s, we see these kind of color blobs. I'm going to call them color blobs in our cat artwork. So maybe if we do this, we can just call it. There is some blue in some of these. There's a little bit of green in some of these. So I think this is going to be fine. This looks really dark. Is what I'm hoping is that we'll also get some of those lighter colors from underneath, and that has turned purple. It's very dark and mysterious. Let's see what happens. Clean sheet. I'm going to go on the other side that we haven't pulled yet. This is very wet, probably wetter than I want. I'm a little bit feeling like maybe I should have gotten like one of those Gelli papers so we could see what was going to happen, but it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise for everybody. We're going to make a couple pulls here too. So let's just make some various pulls and see what we can get. So this is the initial image. Oh, it's got a lot left on there. So this is going to be very dark. I don't know if this really matches with what I was going for, but I also really like this. This would be fun to like continue to make some marks on. I like that a lot. I'm just going to do a book page over on the other side and pick up some of this, and then I'm going to go back over with once I get a lot of this off on just different sheets of stuff that fit. I'm going to go back and get a lot more of this image off. Oh, it's really dark. Okay, that's great. I made purple because obviously I put the red and the blue together, and that's made purple for me. And I did not have out, but I do think I have kind of at hand some index cards. What's in my index cards box? Because that will fit right there. Do I have just some index cards? This is just an index card. It's kind of a smaller one than I want, but I'm going to put that right there. And I'm going to get an image right on an index card. And get that really pretty purpley color off of here. Shoop. Okay, like, look at that. I think that looks really cool. That'll be fun to play with. I like these really grungy backgrounds. So now I'm going to go back in. Maybe I'm going to do a Gelli print. What I'm trying to do now is get down through all those layers and see if we can pull up some of those layers. After this, I think we're going to hold off on the blue. I have mixed colors really successfully before on here. I know I have. So there you can see that line. I think that looks really cool. This, like, because it's got that really cool line where there was no paint. So that's fun. Put that over there. You can go back over these. I think like teal or like a kind of like a teal background would look really cool if you did like blue and a teal. I'm gonna pull this. I'm just pulling things out of my pile. It's really cool to just have a variety of papers over here to really kind of be able to play with. This has still got a lot of the stuff that was already down is coming off. What I might do with this is you can print this again. You can trim these parts off that I'm really, really loving. What I might try and do with this might be a really cool page to use. So what I might try and do is print on the back side of this and use this as a page in a journal so that I have a front and a back side, possibly. And I might go and print the top edge again. You can do multiple pulls on one paper. So that could be cool. I'm going to get where there's nothing there and just kind of see if I can get a border all the way around this. Now I'm getting very like, oh, I'm going to use this as a page. I don't usually do that. I do. I get lots of ideas from doing this, and I kind of just go with them. No more paint on coming up. Okay. Well, I can either leave this as it is, I can put more prints on top of this and try and finish it out. I have kind of committed to having this be a double-sided whatever it's going to be. Could be a fun tag. Love this. Look at, I love how these colors are layering, and that was partly, that was why I chose this side, is because I knew it had these paints already on there. I love this kind of grungy look. Love it. It's so cool. I might print this again, depending on where I decide to go. So I think we're going to put some more paint down and see if we can keep going. I'm looking here and I'm liking this pink and I'm liking this blue. So why don't we try and do something in pink and blue next? Where do I have? This is really dark, right? We can fix that. We can fix that because we have ivory. I'm going to put down a light color first. I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to do this. And this is going to kind of lighten this up so I don't have that really super dark again. If I add yellow right now, I'm going to make green all over this with that. It's not really what I want. Do we want to make some more purple? Maybe. Maybe. I don't want orange. Orange and blue will not play well together. But this will make purple. Maybe just a little. I really like this pink. I don't know how we got that. Well, anyway, let's try and stay away from too much purple right now. I think we can also kind of go into like maybe doing an orange and rust color next, and maybe do something like that. And we need a bigger desk because we have made some pulls already, and I'm going to throw these onto the desk behind me. This quickly gets a little bit out of control because I like to spread everything out so I can see it. Let's see how dark this comes, shall we? Okay. Come along for the ride and play. Play with us and play with us. I am going to put some mark making stuff down on this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do some mark making again, and I'm going to put another layer of paint. This is cleaning the brayer off. I knew I was going to make a mess. Yes, I did. Clean the brayer off. So this is just, I don't know, my friend gave me this. It's kind of a textured fabric, and it's glued down onto, this is definitely just a piece of cheesecloth, and it's glued down onto a card. And this is maybe some sort of a cleaning cloth or something. And it's got all these great little circles and stuff. And I'm just going to make some marks on here and go across in just any which way and do a little bit of marks. And I'm going to add this one as well. And just fill this up with like this fishnet looking stuff and these circle bubbles and things like that. So we're going to have a layer of that. And that's what you're seeing as I'm pulling these things off, where I've used this before. And I do think I'm going to just lighten this up by dropping on some of this white. Just really, let's see what happens, right? And I'm going to roll that out some because I want this to be lighter. I don't want it to be as dark as it is. And as I layer this, it should leave a layer of that bubble somewhere in there. That's my plan. As I'm saying this, I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not. I am leaving some of this let's see what colors we pull out of this. I'm not sure. We have a kind of gray. We've gotten away from our color scheme, right? Yes, we have. So let's just get a piece of paper. Woo woo. Okay, I'm gonna lay this over that so that we'll have a little bit of a white margin at the edge. Do you think we're gonna see any of our marks, the bubbles or that, or do you think we filled it all in? I think it's still there. I can kind of see it a little bit underneath there. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. I think I see these colors. Oh, yeah, this especially. Oh, yum yum. These are gorgeous. Didn't really get a lot of the texturing. Did not get a lot of the texturing. I don't think we're gonna get another pull off of this. It's pretty clean. Let's do another one. Let's do book page, because that will fit. I liked that. So we'll do a book page. I think these are kind of a little bit dark for book page. I might stop briefly and just really try and find something else that's kind of this size, because it's covering a lot of the, like, you don't really see the text, and so I don't really necessarily want to keep going with book page. This is just a cool paper though. This will be fun to work with. I love all these different color layers that we're seeing. I think that these are darker than I want, so I'm going to pull back on some of these colors. Now I'm going to put this down, and this is just another piece of like burlap. And use it to pull off a little bit of this before I go back in and do another little just tiny index card off of here. This is kind of a very nice periwinkle color at this point that we've got. Oh, look at that. See, I love that texture. It looks really good. There we go. That's kind of what we want. We'll break it up with like more patterns. We're going to put it on top, and we're just going to pull. I do have this box of index cards, and they're just like cut from different, lots of different cardstocks and colors. I think I have, oh yeah. I love it. Okay. Thank you so much for being here and playing with me today. I hope you are having a grand old time. I certainly am. I do get these, I just get into this grungy, artsy look. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm just gonna go around the edge with this where there's still ink down. And I'm going to fill in this card. And so if you wanted to do a journal card and a junk journal, this is beautiful. Very beautiful. Put a sticker on there and call it done. I mean, you could paint around the edge. You could tear the edges of this. But I think that's really beautiful. Very beautiful. I'm going to do something very light, and then I think I'm going to go with like a terracotta and kind of a brown, dark red feel for the next one. But right now, this is how I like to clean my it's just by doing another pull. And I'm going to do this with these like really cheap paints. And I'm going to just do this, and I'm going to see what happens. I think that this is mainly going to be interesting because I am going to play with some textures with this. But mostly, I'm looking to see if I can get some of this background off where I have the blue and the green and the orange and the red. It's playing underneath here. So I'm going to put down a lot of paint, and I'm going to pull all the way at the edges. I'm going to probably clean this off pretty good after I'm done here today. This is a lot of paint. It's very wet. So I'm going to definitely pick some of this up. And this is, I mean, just kind of a yellowy and a peachy color. I have no idea what's going to happen. Does smell like paint. Tell you what. You love the smell of paint. I love the smell of paint. Okay. I am going to throw down another piece of paper here. Now, I'm going to try and see. I have another one of these that's bigger. So, let me grab that. Let's try and just do some pulls of this and see if we can kind of get this bubbly texture to come out. You can make these again really easy. You just take a piece of, I can't remember. I want to say that we were using, this is probably the better way to do this, so I don't get my fingers in it. It is shifting. Just layer it between, I think, 2 pieces of wax paper. So you lay it down, and then while it's still hot, you put another piece of wax paper over the top, and then maybe squish it down with a book, and let it cool. It shouldn't take too long. And then you can, I'm just going to clean this off real quick so that I have this. This doesn't look like much, does it? It's not. This might be cool to do on a dark piece of paper. Let me see if I can find something just real quick in my stock to see. Oh, I hope that's not moving anything too much. So I have these. I think these will work. Let's try this and see what it looks like. These are just a couple pieces of cardstock that I had over on my shelf that I could grab real quick. This would be pretty with some yellow too. Pretties. Okay. Are you ready? I don't know if I did it in the middle as much as I should have. Let's pull this. Pull it. Okay. That is lovely. You can see the blues coming through, and I think that I'm really happy because it is very white. So it's got that very light colors, and I'm really glad that it's, I don't think it would have shown up very well on the lighter color. So back into our cards, let's try the purple. Just to get this bit over here, and that is like that. So we've taken a purple piece of paper and we have turned it almost entirely like that. So let's try this. This is a very textured already piece of paper. I can line that right up on there. And I'm going to try something. Well, we can do it. I think I have enough paint left over here that I'll get a ghost print on this other one where it's already been pulled. Right? Okay. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. That looks really good. Okay. I'm just going to try and get some ghost pulls. See, now I have that like red coming up there. This will get kind of blocky looking, if you're okay with that. These papers can be used for collage. Since I'm using cardstock at this point, so you've got these layers. Beautiful, 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 which is kind of what I was thinking. Just get a couple layers going on here along the edges. You can make bookmarks out of this. Ooh, that might be a fun thing for a craft fair. Make some cool bookmarks out of just things like this. That's why I was saying, I mean, you have this beautiful thing. And you could use that as a background for a bookmark. Okay, do I want to try and get this corner going? I'm just trying to clean this off a little bit so that I can kind of go back to having a blank slate. Like that. Okay. That's good. So now I'm going to go back in with this, the terracotta and the coral and maybe a yellow. Probably not a yellow. I wanted the dark red. So I'm going to do these three colors because I have one of these. If you look at this cat background, I think that these colors are really cool for this one and also this one. So let's try this and see, because we have so many cats with just these kind of cool background colors. Going back to looking at cats. We should try this pink and yellow too. So I like this one where that's not dark enough. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like this in the middle, and then I'm going to try this, and I'm going to just add paint in layers over this. Let's put that color in. Might go back and add some more of that. Maybe I want to clean some of that red off of this brayer so that I get a little bit less mixing. Everything's just, look, there's that pink color that I was so enthralled with. I found it. Orange and red. There you go. So I don't know if we're going to get the red because we're mixing it with white and it's making pink. Surprise, Christina. I'm just playing, by the way. And it is fabulous. You should do this too. If you're not doing this, I mean, how could you not be? I am going to clean that off, and I am going to come in with this terracotta and try and make it a little bit more like that. I might go, I really like this color palette that I made using AI. Guys, it's great. It is great. Okay, now I'm coming back in with the orange. I do think, let's see, so they have a darker brown. We have a darker brown. This is cool. This is very cool. So I'm just kind of trying to color block this in a little bit so that it's kind of not everywhere. It's just in places. It's kind of in squares. I'm going to pull this. I am going to pull just the paint, friends. No mark making. I'm going to do mark making over here. I'm going to do bubbles just because I like them. I really like the bubbles. I put bubble wrap on this and pull it. I don't have any at hand. What has happened to all the bubble wrap in the world? I feel like I haven't gotten bubble wrap in a long time. I have some old, you know, it gets kind of flat after a while, even if you don't pop it. This is going to come out really pink, corally. I think that shouldn't be surprising to us, since I think we used a color called coral. Can you see it? I can't see it. I'm pulling it towards me. So you're probably going to get to see this before me. And I am not super excited about this one. That's okay. We're going to do stuff to fix this. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think it's a little boring. I think it's a little boring. And it's not really what I wanted. I wanted splotches of kind of browns, and I've gotten pinks. So I think I'm going to go with finding a darker color. I love this. Okay, this is fun. Even when you don't like the stuff, it's just fun to do. And super exciting to just use your creativity. I am switching out, not using that. Deli paper. Where did you go, Bubbles? Okay. Bubbles, bubbles, toils and troubles. This I love. This is great. I don't think that was a song. I think I just made that up. So I think I should not get demonetized on YouTube. Why I'm worrying about such a thing. First, I should worry about getting monetized on YouTube. Okay. Got all this going on for us. Let's find a deli paper. Deli paper is cool. And they're super long. Let's just take the whole thing. I was going to fold this, but this should cover quite a bit of this. Okay. Awesome. Any day you're covered in paint is a beautiful day, ladies. And gentlemen. Gentlemen paint too. I used to live in Seattle. I used to work in Seattle. And I commuted on the bus, and I had a couple different ways to walk, and there was this guy who had this really kind of fancy ground level art studio, and he just had the beautiful easel up there, and I don't know if he was painting with oils or acrylics, and sometimes he'd be in there painting, and it was just such a modern, concrete office space, and I don't know how he got into that, but it was kind of, I really enjoyed walking past there and seeing him paint. It was very cool. I like that a lot. Again, you get this color blocking, and you got this like bubbles right here that's covered in the blue is coming through. And then just here it's kind of fading out. It was just really fun and neat for me. I really liked that time where I was like walking around down there. Just really interesting to walk through like these really urban settings and seeing all of these things and watching places change. I have no idea who this artist was. He's probably really famous if he's affording a studio space like, you know, like that. That would not be cheap property at that point while I was down there. Now I have all these pinks, and you know what? I'm going to go find some brown. I have some golden paint that is kind of this rust red oxide. Let's try that. I didn't think I was going to find it. Oh my gosh, I did. It was right there. While I'm in here, I love this. This green gold. I don't think we're going to use this today because I'm going to save it for, this is the best color. Oh my gosh, it's so yummy. There is some green. I could potentially use that. What colors? So this is a red oxide. You know, why am I being like this? I'm getting some brown. Okay. Next up, I'm pulling out, I'm over here, I'm talking to you, I am looking for brown out of my cheap paints. And these are things that I bought for probably $25, and they're 36 pieces, I don't know, maybe I paid more than that, of these just cheap craft paints. Definitely came from Michael's. Shake them up good because otherwise they separate and I'll be very unhappy. Okay, gonna try this again. I'm gonna start with brown because I'm really looking for kind of oranges and corals and not pink. Not pink. Rust. Brown. A little bit of peach. Ooh. Oh, that's the color. I love these golden, like, fluid acrylics. They just are such yummy and delicious paints. And it's, if you haven't, like, if you're doing all of your crafting and you're using, like, just super cheap, bottom of the barrel, you know, stuff that's made for kids, treat yourself. Maybe don't. I don't know. Don't listen to me. Listen to me. You're here to listen to me. It's really, really super worthwhile to really go out and buy yourself some, if you can. If you can afford it, if you can splurge, do this. Get yourself some like actual artist quality products, especially if it's something that you like really enjoy. Test it out. Take a class. Hit me up. Come visit me. Come play with my stuff, and I'll show you what I like. I like this. I think that they're worthwhile. Some of the colors are wildly expensive, but you can buy them in different sizes. Like, there's this size. There's this size. You can buy them in packs. Buy the colors you like in this size. Sometimes these are like $30, maybe more. I don't know. But they're worthwhile. I am just so worthwhile to use something that's really going to give you the finish and the quality that you want, or just yes. That's my little splurge on yourself for today. Or just, you know, the craft paints are great too, and they give a different finish, and it's also, this is much more like what I was looking for in this color palette. So this is what I wanted. And this is going on. I am going to leave this kind of not completely mixed. Because I don't want to wash out these browns. What I might do is go back in over the top with this. Which one of these two was the one I was really just raving about? I'm going to go back in over the top with that, just to kind of darken up this like center area a little bit, not all of it. There you go. That's the rust and the terracotta that I was talking about. Okay. I might do a couple in these colorways now that I've got it like really where I want it. Why not? What are we going to do? What did we like? Have I done any of these polls with the circles that I was really loving? Yes? No? Sorry. This one. This one was it. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. We're cruising now. We are cruising now. Okay. So we've put that down. Let's do a pull onto this plain white paper. I need to clean my fingers because we're just dirty. And I have paint all over them. It's just coming off. How did I get so much paint on my fingers? We will never know. Maybe we know exactly. So if you don't like any of these, you can go ahead, and I give you permission to add some more layers. Sometimes you start with something and you're thinking, oh, that's just super ugly. And then you add layers and layers and layers until it's something truly beautiful. So I think I like really loving this blue with the orange. I do think it could use some more color. And what I'm thinking, bear with me now, what I'm going to do next may seem a little crazy. As I was just saying, I'm going to redo this basically the same way, maybe, but I might put down just a bit of peach all over the back of this. So there's that, and let's grab this edge, if we may. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put down some of the orange, just some of the peach color. Okay, I'm going to put down some peach color all over this, and I'm just going to do a really thin layer. And then I'm going to do another layer over the top once that kind of has not completely dried, but maybe it's dried just a little bit. And what I'm kind of hoping is if I do all orange and then I put the rust and the terracotta over this, is I want this layered effect where all this white space is maybe filled in. So let's see if we can do that without doing that. We could do this in multiple prints. We might try that too. Let's see what we actually wind up doing. I'm going to think about this. I have a couple ideas. Let's see what we can do. So I'm just going to cover this all up with this color. It's kind of a peachy orange color. I think this is the color that all of the walls of my house are painted right now. Yeah. No, it's actually a little bit more beige than this. This would be so much more exciting. I don't like this color. I don't want to live. I want to live in a cool space anyway. I need to really get together and paint my house. If you guys want to come over and help me paint, let me know. We'll have a painting party. It'll be fun. I like having cooler colors, so blue, green. We're supposed to be painting the bathroom. I don't know what's happened to that. You have to paint. You need to do it. So I'm just going to stop right there, or else I'm going to have Twiggy, who listens to my videos, to have my company while he's out doing his business. He's going to be like, well, let's paint. I've been busy. I just don't have time. I wish I did. I can find the time. I would definitely find the time if he wanted to come paint. Let's use some of this terracotta in the center to be a little bit lighter. This would really look pretty if we added the teal, but I think we'd have to do it in like a whole other layer. So I'm going to try and keep these in the corner. And you know what? Yeah. Is what I should do is put the roll in. So I'm just adding layers and layers and layers. I think that it's probably a better idea to go ahead and put in the lighter color first and then the darker color, but this was working, so this is working. Ooh, look at that gradient. I'm just looking at that. That is beautiful. I hope that this works. I hope we get the like peach underneath and the white, and oh, how gorgeous is that? Where is that spot? It's a little bit dotty still. Let's mix that right in. How's that? I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't want the circles. I want like this, like where it's squares. I'm just looking at the camera right now. And I can see what you can see. I'm going to go over this and get some of this off. What do you think is going to happen? I think Christina is going to grab a mark making and pull some of this. Okay. Pull some of this. Make a mark over here. This is going to be pretty. Ooh, we're going to like this one. This is going to solve all our problems. Okay. I'm super nervous. I'm just going to do this right here. Drop it on there and get. Okay. We should see a little bit of this netting texture. We should see no white, hopefully, on this. This is so much fun, guys. So we have less white. We have some white showing through. I don't know that we really got the peach color coming through on the underside of this, but I do like the gradient. We definitely need to add some more colors. Before we do this, let's try this one more time. What did I also say? Let's try this peach color and maybe some of this underneath. As you can see it, it's still there. I think it's going to be warm enough for swimming maybe when we go on vacation over the weekend. That would be fabulous. Because it has been super hot here and I love to swim, and I would just be super stoked about that. We might try some different things. That might be where we're headed with this, because I am not really getting the results that I want. So I might do a little stenciling over the top of these. I can use these as stencils as well, or as stamps. You could just directly, I mean, you can use stencils and stamps with this as well. But I think I'm going to add more colors here shortly. I am going to try and find a kind of dusky blue teal. I'm getting away from the colors in these cats, and I'm going to go in a totally different direction. Just because that came out pretty good. It got a lot of, the blue is coming up. There's like this color. I want this color because I just love it with this, and I might go back over some of these and try doing some pulls that are basically just trying to get some texture with this blue color. I might stamp with that textured pad. The only problem is it kind of tends to absorb a lot of the paint. So not always super ideal. If you don't have enough to get a full pull, that's fine. You can just do a partial pull over here. So I'm only getting like a half sheet, but I can definitely use this for backgrounds and other things. And just tearing this off, and that's a big chunk of paint right there, and I love it. So I'm just going to kind of keep going and try and fill in as much of this paper as I possibly can. And then I'm going to come back to this one, I think. I really like how there's all these different layers already going on here. And I might try and get some more textures. More texture in different layers of color. I don't know if we're going to get anything else. That might be it. That might be all we're getting, right? But, you know, you can't blame a girl for trying. Let's see if we can get a ghost of that. I can see there's paint on there. I know you want to come up for me. Alright. Let me grab. I think I'm going to try stamping. And I'm going to use this as a giant, like, pad. And I'm going to try and stamp on some of these things. If that doesn't make any sense, hold on. And I will show you. I want a different color than that. And I think that this is the color that I want. I think this will go really well, and I like these two kind of mixed together and kind of giving it a little bit of general interest. Whoo-wee! Whoa! That is so bright. It looks like a swimming pool. Was I just saying I want to go swimming? Well, here we go. This is Prussian blue. This is a very dark blue. I'm going to put just a drop on there and see. It's what I really want is like some gray. What's going to happen if I do that? I think that is a very bad choice, and that's just going to make green. Oh, that might be what I wanted. Let's make that, ooh. Okay, that's getting in there, and we're getting some, like, interest. So what I really want is, I want to get some of this absorbed onto this cloth. And we shall see if I can get. And so I'm going to go over the top of this print with this before it dries out, hopefully, and just roll some of that onto here to kind of add another layer. And this is basically just using this piece of burlap as a stencil, and you don't, I mean, I'm a junk journaler. I love having this like thing. I have a lot of stencils that I paid like a lot of money for, but also you don't need them. You can use things that you have, or you can find or repurpose. Just interesting textures. Keep an eye out for them. Grab some bubble wrap. Bubble wrap is great. It just makes these cool bubblies. You can make it out if you have like a glue gun and some glue. You can do that. Like this. This needs some more stuff added to it. Again, I'm trying to get to this more like aqua color. Don't know how I got it in the first place. I think it needs a little bit of green. So maybe adding just a little tiny bit of yellow to that is exactly what I want to do, even though I'm saying it's not. Oh, paints. Oh, paints. Oh, paints, oh, paints. Paint will be. We are really going. Look at that. That's like that dusty blue. Also I found the teal. Yeah. I think I've had some of these paints for a very long time. This is kind of a, this will help kind of blend this into this, knock this back, hopefully. This is what I was saying, a little bit of grayish color. Don't know what this is going to do when we mix it in. As usual, as I have claimed, I am just playing around here today, guys. Truly playing around. I am kind of hoping to come out with something at the end of this that I can use and add to. Don't know why. Oh, yes. This is great. I actually love this color. So once I have all this paper made, I don't know, this is going to be just maybe a sheet of blue deli paper now, with maybe some interesting things in it and maybe not. Grunge background. Look at that. I like it. I like it a lot. It's actually really kind of super cool looking. I also just love the edges of this. I wonder what would happen if we did both sides. What do you think? What I'm thinking is this as kind of something tucked into as a page. I like to look for pages that are really unusual, and I think having this like included in the middle of a junk journal, having this kind of really light page that's basically only held together with could make a really interesting page. It's got a really cool texture. And by page, I mean page. Like, sew this in to your journal as a page, in case you weren't picking up on that. I like it. That might be where that is going to head. So, in the interest of doing that, I'm going to just go ahead and put this like kind of teal colored blue on the back of this. And then we have a double-sided page that I can cut down and stick in the middle of a junk journal, and just to say, hello, I'm here. You could also use this kind of like you would a napkin, because maybe not quite. That one is not as interesting. I didn't put enough layers of color. That's what I'm learning here, is just take the same color and put it and put it and put it and put it. This one just doesn't have as much picking up some of the background and stuff. So it's probably what I'll do is put some in there. But it's what I do like about this is it does kind of cover the whole thing. And it does have interest when you hold it up to the light. That is really cool. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. That's where it's talking. Like, I mean, when you see the light coming through this, I'm going to put this up in my window. It looks like the ocean at night. I don't know why, but I mean, when the light goes through it, it's so cool. Yeah. Layers and layers and layers and layers of things. It's absolutely beautiful, but when you look at it like this, it's just not. It's just a piece of blue, right? Have I gotten off on something? But when you hold it up, you can see the light behind it. How do we do this? You put it behind. Okay, anyway. Where were we before we got sucked into transparent deli paper land? I'm going to put all these aside. I'm going to go back and add some stuff to these. Maybe not today. Maybe today. Don't know. Don't know. Should we change colors? Should we change, like, look at these colors. See, these are kind of colors, too, that we wanted to play with. It's 3 o'clock. I may be done soon with playtime. Unfortunately, kind of got a little late start today. I have to go back into work time and video editing because I need one more video. 2 more videos. Anyhow. Let's paint some more. What is the most orange color that we've used so far? I really want this orange to work. The other thing that I may do with this is just cut some really organic free shapes and start layering stuff over it. These ones are fun. I don't want to go really dark again, so I don't really want to play with these. I think these kind of colors might be kind of fun to play with. The pink and the yellow. The pink and the yellow. Back to our inspiration. The pink and the yellow. I just think these are sweet. I am so excited to play with these. I do kind of think that some of these will be fun with this background. This one is a little bit more orange. I do think we have some orange. This one's definitely brown. Let's go pink and yellow. Pink and yellow. Pink and yellow. And we want kind of, let's say it what it is so we find the right thing, is kind of this fuchsia. We'll call it fuchsia. And yellow. It's also kind of fuchsia and yellow. This one I think we can do something different with. I think some of these will go better with these grungies, and some of these might not. This might look good with a watercolor, but let's go this like kind of a hot pink. Is that the same or is it different? I guess it can be pretty much the same. So let's go pink and yellow, and try to stay away from making orange, which isn't really a thing we want. So, the brightest yellow that I have out on my desk is called Brilliant Yellow. Brilliant yellow. Brilliant yellow swirls. This is totally going to turn into orange. You know it is. That's okay. Let's go with this ivory and mix that here. And let's do a couple of pulls. Let's do this in a couple of pulls so that we can see what happens then. Okay? Okay. So I want to start with my lighter color, which is going to be this, and then we'll go back and add a fuchsia. And I've added kind of an ivory and a really bright yellow. And I'm just going to put this down kind of in the middle of the page. I might just brayer over the top of this. Ooh. We are making, it's just coming off. It's just coming off. Let's pull some yellow. Let's just pull some yellow. Okay. I don't know why I'm so excited about this. It's just like, wow. That is pretty. Okay. I love it. It is bright. It's kind of got a little orange going on. It's got a lot of different colors. And it's just very cool looking. I'm going to do another pull and see if I can get, this will probably, just some ghosting and get this off of here. So I'm going to go and do pink, and I might try and do pink around the edges of that. Probably going to try and do pink and not cover up all of that. So that's very pretty. This can be used for something. It needs a lot added to it for it to become something, but that yellow is fantastic. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try and go in and add some pink around the edges, just in certain spots. knot, and I might try and just do squares that kind of come up over that. It's all worthwhile sometimes. It is all worthwhile sometimes. This looks like a really good match to the pink. And I'm going to add a little bit of probably either the deep red, what else do we have? Quinacridone red, violet, to kind of get that a little bit more fuchsia, but I'm not going to add a lot of this. I'm just going to add a little bit. And I like this pink. It's kind of a hot pink. What does this say? Pink blossom. Pink blossom and magenta. And I'm going to add, not you, what did I say? Quinacridone violet. This will make it dark. And so I don't want to add a lot of that because we know that I'm not in a dark mood today. Well, I am. I get really dark really fast, and I have to really challenge myself to keep things a little bit lighter. Is often one of my problems. And I'm going to cover a lot of this because I want to do a couple pulls all around, and I'm just going to go in the corners though. And I want to get just kind of a depth of color with all these different paints. So I'm going to probably do these, and then I'll go dark over the top. But maybe we want to kind of roll this. Let's roll out this dark first, and then roll the pinks into it. Hi guys! So, as you can see, some time has passed, not much. But I did get this pull, which I had started on and then kind of finished here while I was off camera. This is really kind of what I was going for. It's got the fuchsia, it's got the yellow. I really like it. I think it might. The pink is not really bright enough to go with these pinks and fuchsias. This one maybe a little bit more so. I like how it's round. You can definitely add some splashes and other things. Maybe just some yellow paper cut out in punches. And that could work. Okay. I am trying here. So that's that. Love this. I actually really like this. I am going to get off of here. I am out of time for today. But let me just go over what we've been doing. So we're doing jelly printing. I'm going to clean up after myself and be done with this because I have other things I need to do. But I made this. Most recently, I have a few other things like this. I have some things like this, which could make actually very beautiful. I don't like that. I might have to go back and print that other. Kind of some double-sided sheets. I have some deli papers, and these are all just kind of cool backgrounds. I will probably be doing this again soon, I hope. That one came out really cool with the textures. That one was just kind of cleaning the plate. So you can jelly print on, you know, regular paper. These are kind of cool and neat. There's this sheet, remember, that looks very cool when you look at it this way. And then, I mean, maybe just jelly print some more blue over the top of this. Or doing some painting might work. There's this one. There's this one. There's this one. Very pretty colors. This is on darker paper. And we had some book pages. We have some index cards. We got a lot of pulls off of these. And so this is just a really fun place to play. I'm going to try and put some of these cooler prints onto my Etsy shop maybe as backgrounds. I really like this one. These deli papers are really cool. This would be layered over something like that. Very cool. Layered over something like this, maybe. Kind of knock that back. But lots of layers. Lots of just starting layers. Lots of fun things to play with on my desk today. Thanks for watching Scrapcraft and Stitchery. Check out the links below to my Etsy shop. There are some supplies in my Amazon. I'm an affiliate. I get a small percentage of things. So check those out if there's anything here. And thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, and share. Comment below if you liked something. If you want to see more of something, let me know. Tell me what you think. Thanks for being here with me today. And I will see you for some more craft along time next time. Bye!